Hello and welcome to Prezi tutorial. My name is Vishnu. I'm going to give you information about what is Prezi, and especially what I'm going to present here is how to navigate using Prezi Next, a next generation of Prezi. The difference between Prezi Next and Prezi Classic is that in Prezi Classic everything is blank, everything is it's like a blank sheet that you have to draw. So it creates confusion for those who are not familiar with the concept of Prezi. Actually, concept of Prezi is simple. It's like blackboard. So the difference between Prezi and PowerPoint is that before you present in PowerPoint, you don't know what's going to do. You don't know what happened to the next slide. So everything is just on the left side is a slide, and the right side is something that you presented. And it's like giving you flashcards in front of the blackboard, right? In front of the class, in front of the audience. While Prezi, the idea of using Prezi is like blackboard. So when you're sitting in front of classroom, you see blackboard and that's it. That's Prezi. And what you have to do as an instructor is to point out. I'm going to point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5. So that's the idea of Prezi. While the difference between Prezi Next and Prezi Classic is that in Prezi Classics, everything is blank, everything is so cluttered, there are so many information that you need to do, and sometimes those who are not familiar with Prezi, they play around and makes a lot of, not problems actually, but a lot of confusions. You feel uncomfortable with zooming and panning and so stuff. Well, in Prezi Next, it's another way of doing it, so when you navigate, it looks like as if you are navigating a PowerPoint, which is very simple, if you're familiar, but still have this idea of Prezi of a blackboard in front of you. So you move from one point to another. Now, in terms of multimedia principle, I choose Prezi as part of this because I see that it involves everything. It involves cueing, signaling. It gives you an idea about what's inside that. And then it also split attention. You can see that Prezi can cleverly hide and show the information behind the picture. Also, it's all integrated. The idea of multimedia, the best multimedia platform is when it integrates audio, visual, and all of those materials. So, in Prezi Next, especially in any other program, in Prezi Next especially, you can integrate anything. I mean, anything means that any audiovisual you have in mind into an interesting presentation. So in Prezi Next, for example, this one I use the materials from UC1000. It's materials for introduction for those who just want to enter college. So this one shows how or what a college should do when they enter the first time after they graduate from high school. So we're talking about time management, prioritizing tasks, preventing procrastination, and promoting productivity. So when you create this, you have to understand the difference between Prezi, PowerPoint, Prezi Next, and PowerPoint is that in Prezi Next, it's already given a template and it's based on chapters. Like 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can add more if you want to, and you can freely put anywhere in the screen. So it's already already done that by the program. So that what you have to do is just plug information that we want to put in number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So when you navigate, the first one, the first click usually. This one goes like zooming and panning. The one that you have to understand is that when you do this, you have to be aware that zooming and panning can create uncomfortable feeling for the audience. Sometimes they're not feeling very, not not comfortable looking at zooming and panning and tilting and everything like that you can use in Prezi. So here you can see that everything is designed by Prezi. The color, the font, and the size has already been design appropriately. So you can zoom like this, and you can talk, and you can zoom out, and you can here see this one. You can see that when you are doing this, you see that there's a split attention there. Yeah, you can see that it's inside there, and it will create you a feeling of self-reflections, recording your memory and everything, recall back your memory. So this one is something that is very easy to use, but at the same time it can create an interesting multimedia concept. Also like this, what are the top 3 activities that consume the majority of your time? So you can have a reflection, and you can have chart to support that. This data is can support the idea. So this information is coming from the recordable source. That's the idea below that. Yeah, so that's how it is. And then after that, you can move from 1, and then the link will be go down to the 2nd, and the process goes like that. So zooming and panning in this part is highlighting, giving a sign, giving a cue, giving an idea of what you are going to do next, and also give you a all this self-explanation. For example, you can always say, for example, in one of the activities here, break it down. So you can have the informations here to ask audience to do something and to create their own mental process in this part. And then also this one is prioritize, and you can go with the exercise. What kind of exercise? You can do this. Yeah. Also, you can have a YouTube video to support the idea, to help with the idea. And then good thing about Prezi next is that you can move forward and backwards by using the arrow button in your keyboard. So it's very easy to use and very integrated, in my opinion. Okay, next, if you move to another one, then you can see that I use zooming and panning to make it's important, in my opinion, to make the learner still engage with the content. Here you can see that, oh, we are number 2, we are about to go number 3, but you can always go back to number 2 and number 1 by pointing the cursor to the dots that you want to go. So after number 2, then we go to number 3, and then we can go by zooming, panning again, and also this one is something to do with the signaling queuing, and also this one is, for example, you can do this. It's something to do with a developing mental process, and also self-explanation, and also on the right side here is an explanation about the part 2 whole. What does that mean? And then this gives you the definition of part 2 whole. What about this one is also this? Well, what's in good time management? And you have to remember this. This one is kind of highlighting. It's kind of make the audience aware of that. And you can also deal with after creative time management and procrastinations. This one is something that can be discussed and be conducted by discussion. This kind of informations about them. And then also this one is the myth and the inside the mind of a master business, so the TED presentation, very interesting, by Tim Urban, and can be played. YouTube. Hopefully it works fast. But anyway, it's not fast enough. Okay, so this is a tab.
So in college, I was a government major, which means I had to write a lot of papers. Now, when a normal student writes a paper, they might spread the work out a little like this.
Okay, so that's some of the YouTube that will explain the concept of the information of that you give into the text. So this kind of information or work examples of the real person experience into the concept of a theory that you have, that you've learned. Okay, so of course this one is kind of a text that you can put all together, but it's still under context. And the last one is the summary and highlights, and also reflection. This one is something to do with the generative drawing principle, and then you can make your own ideas about what is actually your ideal time management. You can ask to make your own, your student can make their own a plan using different kind of programs such as Tiki or using Excel, or using many other programs that you can use to show this. So this one is the project that I'm going to present to you about the using a multimedia principle in Prezi. But the one thing that I need to underline in this project is that no matter what your project is, you have to understand how it engages your audience. Prezi Next is interesting or can be effective as long as the operator know how to operate it. Not too much. Do not over exaggerate. Do not exaggerate, again I repeat, do not exaggerate the features that includes in the program. For example, like zooming, panning, everything, because in some of the audience that I test this, so I tested this to around 2-3 graduate students, and all of them are instructional technology students at Ohio University, and they all think that this presentation is good, but some cases they don't feel comfortable with the zooming and panning. But they all agree that the clean appearance of the first interface when you open this page really attracts them rather than PowerPoint, because they have the idea when they open this that they are going to get to learn about 5 points, and these points have cues, have information that's needed, and it will reveal when it's needed. So no matter whether this is represented by a person, by a teacher, or they do it by themselves, it's still effective, and they feel that it is quite interesting and exciting compared to PowerPoints or any conventional presentation software. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.